first thing that I want to address, because in my dream realm, it was a mix between vampire society with supernatural world. Castiel is there, Dean, my motherfucking boy Sam. um, uh, I gave him an Emmy in my dream world for costume design too. Um, but it was, you know, the evil side of evil side of society, basically. Um, just like good has its thing, evil has its thing. And today we're going to be talking about evil. My family came to visit me, and my son. Everybody has to be initiated into the evil side either way. Doesn't fucking matter. You gotta help. You gotta balance both light and dark body of yourself. You have to balance it. So I'm gonna be telling you some secrets of the crypt, some real crypt keeper secrets. Okay. Um, but yeah, I saw Sam, Dean, and Castile. Sexy ass motherfucker, man. They beautiful. Good for them. Okay, let's start with the belly button. The belly button holds a lot of fucking secrets because that was your tether to life. You flip it inside out on the other side, that's your spiritual cord. On the dark side, too. That's what kept your dark side ready and available. The easiest trick to trick death, I'm sorry, I don't want to say this, but I got you. The easiest way to trick death is to change the shape of your belly button. Just like a fingerprint, thumbprint is important, the belly button print is important for death. If you change, go get plastic surgery, you change, you can ask why you're under for a longer life. But you got to go through some strife. You gotta go through some hard times. So I had a hernia on my belly button, and they changed my belly button when they put my little catheter thing in. But they changed my belly button. And when you change it, you're changing your life, you're changing your destiny, and you're changing your death date when you change your belly button. I love my belly button. It was shaped like a little cute cinnamon roll. But now it's not. So the fingerprint that I did that I have is no longer online. So now I changed my name to the mother of nine. Crow just passed three crows. Right here. Hi guys, it's mommy. It's mother. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. You guys found me. Hi crows. Hi crows. Uh, they just flew right in front of my window. It sat on my little thing. Um, so changing your belly button is important to change your soul. Um, when you're I'm in my evil energy right now today. I'm in the evil energy, which is why I've been trying to stay a little bit away from people because then I crave blood and shit like that and death and whatnot. So I stay out of the way most of the time. Like I have a lot of goons in here on the evil side in this room. I'm okay with that. And you know, I was looking at a picture today of Andrew Hosier. Andrew Hosier. And I was looking in his eyes and I was like, that man got something evil inside him. I was like, he got some evil inside of him and I want it. I want it bad. I was looking at it, looked into his pupils. Because the pupils tell pictures. And I was like, he got something evil in there. I was like, it's better to have him on your side than against you. As sweet as a man could be, they have masks, but you can't hide the soul that you have in your heart. You can't hide your heart. You can't hide a black heart. You can't hide. But that's one secret from the crypt that I wanted to tell y'all. Next is, how do you petition death for real, without having to go through the crossroads? Because everybody got to go through the crossroads to get to Eshu or Eligbara, or, even you could go through Oshun. Every goddess and god goes to the crossroad. The crossroad is the X where death marks its spot, right? So if you want to go away from it and you don't want to go to the crossroads to go to the gods, because the gods can be a trick. The gods can be tricky. They human and they got in form. This was our game before it was their game. But you could go beyond that. You can go to a sycamore tree. You can go to a sycamore. You could go to a sycamore tree. And if you tell the sycamore secret, you got to write it on a piece of paper, bury a little hole, and put the secret. Hello. Hi, darling.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. Do you need me?
No, I'm supposed to grab anything for you.
No, I'm all good.
Back a little bit then.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye, hon.
I'm leaving on Friday.
Huh?
I'm getting out on Friday. Ready the root.
Let's celebrate that. Oh, yeah.
Bye, girl.
I'll see you back.
1, 2, 3. What they doing? They in a corner. The crows are backed into a corner, and here comes a dragonfly right in front of them. And you're safe, baby. Anyway, you bury your secret at a sycamore tree, and when the sycamore tree goes, Chris, what's good? Thank you.
Of course.
I was like, I never seen your face.
Oh yeah.
I never seen your face, and then when you took a picture, you took it off. I was like, well, Chris is good looking. Good for
I
him.
have my moments. I definitely have my moments.
I was like, good for him.
Only a little bit. This outfit doesn't help too much. So.
No, you look cool.
No,
all black.
All black makes it easier.
All black. That's how you do it.
And I was gonna say, you should definitely send me a picture. I'll take one with you with the autograph if you want. That way I want to be able to give you some love. I want to be able to give a little extra promotion.
Well, I don't have. You would have to take it with your phone because I don't have any more memory.
Okay.
And I like this one.
Yeah.
You look cool.
Well, I'm at work. I could look better.
I was surprised, actually. When you took your bath and I started, I was like, wait, hold on. That don't look like the same boy.
No, but look, I'm glad.
It don't look. You see your glasses off. I was like, who is that?
Make it a little easier.
I see. It's like you in costume.
Yeah, incognito, as I call it.
You incognito, bro. I was like, who is that? Good for you, though.
And like I said, I could take the picture for you.
Yeah, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh.
Then I want to highlight your journey, your story to the people.
I like this. And you be like my sick patient.
Oh, yeah. 3, 2. All right. And perfect. That's all we need. Those.
Cute. I like you. Come on.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, baby.
Come on, no.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
I brought you your thing. You know, you're all good, and I hope you're a beautiful one. I'll see you later, okay?
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you, cuz.
I appreciate you.
That's for. I'm gonna say nothing. It's nothing. It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. Let I know change gonna come. I can't really do nothing because my portal turned black when I'm in the evil and I suck people up. I suck they soul up, and it really be sad because when I feel full, I don't want to replace it. I don't want to put the soul back in the body till like a couple days later of pure torture. That's why I was like, when I look at Andrew Hosier, it's like he's stable. His evil side is stable. Bitch, his evil side is stable. That means I can't even suck him up. That means it would be a tussle between devils. It'd be a tussle between evils. See who catch on fire first, bitch. Shout out to Andrew Hosier. I see them pupils. I want it. I want it. I want it. Bitch, I want it. Sure. I'm taller like, yeah, my stick looking at scarecrow looking at my I see he might be scarecrow. He might, if I only had a brain. He might be the scarecrow. The Rock DJ might be the lion, cowardly lion with the heart. And the who was the Tin Man? Hey there, Mr. Tin Man. You don't know how lucky you are. Shouldn't spend your whole life wishing for something bound to fall apart. Every time you're feeling empty, better thank your lucky stars. 'Cause if you ever feel one breaking, you never want a heart. Well, maybe, okay, hold on, let me see. The Cowardly Lion. I would say the Cowardly Lion is looking for his heart. And I would switch that. And the Tin Man is looking to have emotion. This is a nigga who's emotionless, who ain't got no fucking emotions. And I would have to think on that. Because, the only person in my head is Chris Evans. But I don't even know why. Because he's loves dogs and he's a dog man and all that kind of shit. So I ain't tripping on that. He seems like he has emotions. But like, it could be Gabriel. Gabriel ain't got no motherfucking emotions. Shit, I don't know who the Tin Man is on my journey. We'll see when I get here. What was I talking about? Every time you're feeling empty, the sycamore tree. So when a sycamore go to sleep, it's actually awake. So the trees at night are awake, and during the day they tend to sleep a little bit. But the sycamores are up 24/7 because they're interfacing with death. So let's just say you died, 1414, you died and you come back to life. No, you die and your soul leave your body. Most of the time you go to this nearest sycamore. And you go to the sycamore and you go down a drain because their core is a wraparound, which is connected to the belly button. The core of the sycamore goes down and you wound up in a pot with Oya. And this doesn't happen with everybody when they die, but a lot of the times if you have karma associated with your identity, one of your identities. So I got over 10,000 identities, but the main ones that I use, and now that I switched my belly button, I'm using an old identity. So I got married because of an identity I needed, which is the Meyer, which is a mayor. So anytime a mayor can request something and they get it. So I was under married and then I divorced to go back to my white identity. So whenever I say my name is a different character, that's the bank account I use. That's like when I say I'm using Tefnut, I'm using the bank account of Tefnut. I'm using the words of Tefnut. I'm using all of the identity that she stored under her name. And I have access to it because I have a key. But the other identity, when I say I'm Oya, when I go to Oya, when I go to Oshun, all of the goddesses, when I go to Shakti, like I just met a lady whose name was combined with Ra, Shiva, and Shakti in one. And that was a knock knock on a 1616. That was a knock knock on a 7-7. That's like hitting the jackpot. But her name is like, Ra, Shiva, and Shakti in one. And for my identity, because I can use Z girl, Razan, prophetess Razan, Zanisha, Zanisha White, Zanisha Meyer, Zanisha Catherine Laverne, Louise Morgan Jones White, anything associated with the Z identity. So like I could tap into anyone with a Z code, because the Z code, the top, okay, when we talked about the lettering earlier, the alphabet is really important. A, B, C, D, E, H, E, I, E. Anyway, you go through it, but it's a door access on every single letter. This is why you pledge Sigma Chi Eta, you pledge Pi, you pledge all of these things, because it's a secret code. If you figure it out before anybody, you could run that letter. You would be the head of the letter. Nobody figured Z out because Z was the most expensive. You had to pay the debt in gold. You had to pay your weight in gold. You had to pay for all the sins of all the alphabets. You had to pay for, all the sycamores to come back to the earth. It was a very expensive letter. That's why it ends in Z. It's a very expensive letter to actually pledge under Z. Z, you had to go fight with the Zulus back in the day, and you had to beat Shaka, nigga. You had to beat Shaka. Nobody beat Shaka Zulu. Nobody. The only person that beat him is his mom. So you can't access the Z unless you go through your DNA lineage and you end up in Shaka Zulu. You live in Zulu. You got to go to the Zulu nation under the Muslim identity, and you got to speak your truth. You got to get killed as X just to get to Z. X, then you got to go to Y. So the Y is like on yellow, right? The Y is on yellow, which is going to be on sun code 4. No one would even fucking figure that out, because yellow and 4, you got to go through the alphabet and memorize what's 4. A, B, C, D. D is under the code of Darius. Darius was the second son of, I forgot his name. It was Darius the Great after, what's it called, the Great? Anyway, you had to figure that out, open that D and figure out what the D was all about. And then you had to go back to the Z after you went to the Y. But the Y has the access of Oshun. That's why they made her colors yellow. Oshun's color access is yellow, but the rainbow is the access point of a yellow, one of the yellow spectrums. So you got to go to the rainbow identity in order to go to the black end of the rainbow in order to find your way back to Z. So Z was the hardest lettering to master. The last one. That's why I named myself Z. So, and I put in Razand, Re is the goddess that is associated with Ra. Re is the shadow of Ra. See this shadow here? This is still this is an identity. This shadow is an identity here. So Ra, Re, Z, that's my character, and others, all the others that I channel. So once you open the Z, you realize the whole world is your oyster when it comes to your spirituality. So this is why the sycamores are very important when you are like really sick. You're really sick, right? You tell a sycamore a secret, bury it under their roots. They absorb it, and if the secret is good enough, a coin will drop for you, and you will be able to live longer, right? And another real big death secret that I'm gonna tell y'all is by doing good deeds, you can get coins, right? By doing good deeds, you can by planting trees with a good heart, a golden heart. That's how you pay your cash back. That's how you get your cash back by planting trees. So if you plant something in the soil, that's like giving. Oh yeah, you plant a sycamore. If you planted a fucking sycamore tree during a full moon under a black moon, you will be very wealthy, extremely wealthy on earth, because that will transfer sooner. Because basically you're playing, when you're doing that under a black moon, you plant a tree, you're playing a hound dog. You're playing a hound dog by doing just that one ritual. So that's how a lot of motherfuckers was getting rich. They was getting rich by planting a fucking sycamore tree on a black moon. And it's rare to be able to do that. Because when have you seen a black moon? I haven't seen one in like decades. But time it up. Plant a tree. Plant multiple. Plant multiple in the middle of the night, in the darkest of the dark. Put some chop up into 9 pieces of eggplant. Put it in the soil. Just make sure to pat it down, and then you got your sycamore. But the thing is, if you don't water that shit at least once a year, you can get syphilis and all of the major sexual transmission diseases. It's a reverse spell then, because you're doing it under a black moon. Everybody know you got to be still during a black moon. But if you have enough courage and enough energy, you might as well. You want to be rich that fucking bad, go ahead. But the downfall to the spell is bigger than what you think. Sometimes it takes like 10 years. Sometimes it takes 20, based on how the roots congregate. Because if you're not giving it your energy every year, the roots would grow off funny. But you need it to grow in a spiral. That's why you go back every year. If it grows in a spiral and gets to the pot, that's how you give offerings straight to Oya. And she would save you from death most of the time. But if you don't do it every year, 90% of the time, it comes back to you, and the roots come back to you, and the roots make havoc in your whole life. So I wouldn't suggest doing that ritual because of the downfall, but it takes a long time for the downfall to actually meet you sometimes. So you could have like 20, 30 years of being a multi-millionaire before y'all come to collect. But the scariest thing is most of the millionaire and billionaire people, if they didn't pay that back, or if they didn't pay that debt back, y'all already took their soul. That she took their shadow. When you lose your shadow, you lose your life. But instead of losing your life, she drains your belly button, drains your soul out of your belly button. So this is why I said it's most important to change your belly button if you want to get away from that shit. But she drains you out of that if you want more time. She drains your soul out of your belly button, and then she gets into your soul and she walks around with you like it's Halloween. She walks around with your flesh like it's Halloween, and everyone's like, "You sold your soul to the devil." I was like, this person didn't sell their soul at the crossroad. This person went back into the future and figured out the ritual for being a millionaire in the past and planted a bunch of sycamores. They planted a bunch of sycamores and they thought that they could just get away with it and not water it and not talk to it and give it its secrets and stuff like that. And so, y'all take the whole body because you can't do what you do without getting what you need. It's not funny, but to me, it's funny. So where was I? Okay, so after you tell your secrets to a sycamore, like you didn't plant this tree, but you're telling a secret. You will get a coin, like a golden coin, and it has the front side is gold, the other side is black onyx. Black onyx or one of tourmaline. No, not tourmaline, it's onyx. And it's a two-sided coin. So you would be like, can I get another 10 years? Flip the coin. If it ends on black, no, you got to go lower, right? You get the coin, flip it. Can I get another 5 years? And it lands on gold. 5 is good. 10 is not. 10 is messing with destiny. 5 is right in the middle of the line. And you got to basically keep that coin with you anytime you need additional support. But you still got to go back to that tree and tell another secret if you want to flip the coin again, right? You can get 3 flips with one secret. 3 flips of the coin with one secret. But you need to utilize the best secrets that you got, right? So most of the time, a good secret that could get you like at least 6 flips in total, which is 2 flips or 2 coins, 2 flips 2 times. Anything involving sexual indiscretions. Any of your sexual indiscretions. It's like the sycamore plays the priest to Oya. The sycamore plays the priest. So you have to be very careful. But if you tell the sexual indiscretion or, a secret that that's 100% fact that people are doing it from a sexual perspective, or y'all be going crazy for them. She write it down in her little black book. She write it down in it's called a sacred sexual sacral sexual. It's a SSS. Anyway, it's a text book, and she writes it down, and she has your secrets. And I'll tell you what she do with them. So you have to have the time and the date that you did it. If you know the time, if you write down the time and the date and where it was located, like it was in Oakland, it was in Sacramento, it was in Portland, wherever the sexual act happened, she would go back to that time and she would take over the body and do that act. And it would give her joy. And she would be like, thriving in that energy because she can actually program the orgasm from the dark side and make the orgasm. A blackbird just flew over my head. Beautiful. Make the orgasm initiate death of some other person that's on a high level. Like we're talking demigods, gods. She can kill with an orgasm. It's a black dart, technically. She can kill gods with orgasm. Like if they're doing a sexual act they're not supposed to do as a god, or they're laying with humans or something like that, that's how Oya gets the black needle and sticks it in her pineal when they're in their vulnerable state. But she has to have secrets in order to do that. Boom. Gotcha. So I love when I can get into the character of, oh yeah, I love that one. I love that energy. But it's not just her. Like there's hella goddesses associated with the dark side that most people don't want to mess with because the feminines. Have you ever heard that saying about Iyami? You know, you never know what makes them mad. You never know what they will like shut you off for. Um, that's the same with all of the dark goddesses, the evil goddesses in the dark realm. That's the same. Oh wow, hold on. My soul's doing something right now. She's doing a dark initiation. She initiating the dark. If somebody asks for fame, if somebody asks for fame, it is um, it's intentionally. People are like, oh, it's just selling your soul. It's not selling your soul. I tell people before they ask for what they want, I'm like, most of the time it's oh y'all taking over the kid's body and the other people's body to get you more fame so other people can see. Most of the time the people don't even know what the music's about or like the music. They don't even pay no fucking attention. They just know it resonates with them. Because nobody's watching their dark side. Nobody's in their shadow energy. They don't know what's good and what's bad because they haven't even acknowledged the evil that's inside of them. If you don't now acknowledge the evil that's inside of you, that's like saying that you don't really exist, right? So the darkness within humanity is has run amok because nobody want to address it. Nobody want to fucking sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm evil. You know, I'm an evil person. I'm evil. I have a lot of evil." There's a balance. You gotta be on balance. That's what the whole fucking scale's about. Balance your dark side. So basically, let's just say somebody come up to you and it's like, "I want to be famous," right? So you can do it from a spiritual, but it's even more powerful when you do it in a personal, like up in personal. So like this dude Chris, he a rapper. He want to be famous. He want to be famous, right? He want to be well known and well respected in the hip hop game. So I'm like, all right. So I give him a crystal, right? And I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, I'm like, fame is a disease. I'm initiating you into a disease. Fame is a fucking disease. I'm initiating you into the disease. I'm tired of hiding shit. I'm telling him the fucking truth. I'm like, look, all I need is your signature. I'm gonna give you this crystal. So the crystal basically he puts it under his pillow at night. And I told him, I was like, one night you have to sleep with it under your pillow. So basically it'll download all of the songs and the lyrics that were created by the God. And then he'll have it inside of him and he'll channel because all of the fucking famous people, they're all channelers. Anyone you know who's famous is a fucking channeler. Anybody. If they fucking really up there, they're channelers. That's why. So basically, his whole hand, everything will start writing and all of his talent will come out because it's removing all of the dark bodies and allowing him to stand in his light. That's fame as a light casted at a dark shadow. So how the initiation goes is you get a personal thing, which is basically a crystal that has all the music and shit you need. Then you have to have pledge fealty and fidelity. You gotta pledge fucking fidelity to the dark goddess. You gotta pledge fidelity. And most of the motherfuckers, they never make it. They never get to because once you get famous, pussy being thrown at you left and right. Because it's just a test. to see if you really gonna be faithful to your honor as a goddess. They never do. Everybody want to stick their fucking thing in a hole. And every time that they do though, they're digging their own grave. So that's why they die. So the more sex that they had under the fidelity of the goddess, the deeper the grave went. So when a famous person dies, and then Oya comes and covers the rest of their body, and depending on how deep that go. So let's just say, you already in the 40 club. You famous for, got to fame, but you only lasted up to 40 years. That means you had so many sexual indiscretions that your soul was in the dark, because you already worship going on the dark side. So then you dragging yourself deeper into the dark. So the more sexual acts you did, the more deeper your fucking grave went. And most of the time, they can't come back to the other side unless they go through Oya. But most of the time, they don't want to face her because of the indiscretions. Anyway, he said he wanted to be. So now the soul, the black soul, is working the magic on the black end. And it's basically just a ride. She has to ride the energy inside of him like a wave, and then bring the energy back out to the pineal and hook it up. Because most of the time, your pineal is lit, right? So if you're famous, the pineal is lit, and it's like a lighthouse. So that's how the people come to you, because your lyrics are matching up with your light. So now that the light is hooked up, he has to go through his trials and tribulations, which are all tests to be famous. To be really, really famous, you had to do so many fucking things. There's ritual upon ritual upon ritual upon ritual upon ritual upon ritual to go the dark side of the ritual. Sometimes it's not always good. Sometimes the ritual isn't accepted by, let's say, a certain goddess who's currently in the music industry. But if you hand her the coin from the sycamore, that means that my mama said, and get the fuck out the way. And she will have to drop down to the bottom, and you go back to being famous. You go to take her spot because mother said, when mama say it, it got to be done. Okay. So he asked for it. He gave me his John Hancock, his signature. Here, let me show you. I put it on the back of a mandala, and he gave me his signature. That's signing your name and saying fidelity. It's not a trick. You want to know why people ask for autographs? Why people really ask for autographs? So, the secret to your John Hancock or to your signature lies in the movement of the swoops, right? This is why Nike, the goddess Nike, is so good at war. It's a swoop. Each swoop is like equivalent to a death, right? When I sign my name, it's a very sharp Z, but I put a loop at the bottom, which is a noose when I sign my name. So it's like a loop, which is a noose, and an E and an E, 2 at the end. It has to be 2 E's. And that's my secrets. My secrets are left in the 2 E's. Nobody's going to figure it out, but still, because if you can't get past the Z, which is the loop, that means you got to die. That means you got to, because my signature is different. That means you got to get hung by the Z. But the signature is very important because of the swipes. You go to the LE, whatever, the whole thing. you go through the alphabet and you could tell what the person is going to be based on their signature, right? And how many death notes that he can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 geese just flew in front of me in a line, a straight line. Anyway, I'm telling too many secrets, but it's okay. Who cares? So, if you go through the person's signature, you can look and see how many death notes they can have. But you can also add to it, right? So if their initial, their whatever is, and then you put your name at the end. You have them sign your name at the end, right? You put that name. So now I can add to his death notes. So that means like if he makes a song and the song is like a hit, that means he's a hitter. That means he got added to the roster. He got added to the roster, which means that the hits that he's going to have, he has to go back to Z to get more energy. Back to Z to get more energy. It's not, I'm going to my own self, my own heart. No. If you're a hitter, I give you a code to go get that person who's trying to be a rapper, trying to be famous or whatever. He didn't do what he's supposed to do, so you got to verbally hit him. You got to verbally take him out. The best person at that is Eminem. Marshall motherfucking Mathers is dangerous. He is a silent motherfucking assassin. The wordplay, and it's like he got the best head game in the game. He got the best head game in the fucking game. That's why I put him on my roster, because I was like, damn. The way that his scale be, he has his signature, Eminem's signature will be probably worth to a goddess, probably a cool 80 billion would it be? Just one of his signatures with my name on it, because then I could actually use his hit his verbal capacity to hit, and I could download a heck of songs into his brain. But I haven't met him yet. I met him once, but I haven't met him as an adult energy yet, and I want to. But his death note, he already done. He made it to God level on his death notes. So that's why if two guys get together, they can create, like, how do you say, like when you own a record label and you hire other people to be a hitter, you find other talent and shit like that. He could be one of the top moguls that do that if he hook up with a goddess. But there's tons and tons and tons of black tape, not yellow tape, black tape to get around. Okay, so now that we talked about all of that, who is this? What am agent? An agent? Oh, you want me to talk about what the agent is? So every section of all societies, secret societies, have a section for agents. An agent is just doing the bid of somebody else. They're not even in their body. They just are an empty vessel for the person who wants to take the other person down. So the agent is just doing a simple code, like their whole brain is on a simple code, but the God behind it, or the person behind it, because that person, owe that person something or whatever, or you got a secret on that person or whatever. The agent, the God behind the agent is the one that's actually talking as the agent. It's not one and the same. So I'm going to also tell you again how to change your identity. How to change your identity to get another death note. So the death note is basically you're adding, it's either plus or minus death note, right? Take this person out or add energy to this person. It's both positive and negative side. But if you're working with goddesses of the dark side, you have to be very careful, right? Because if they say, take this person out, and it's not taking the person out, it's more of the dark side. You're a shark, right? You're a loan shark. They didn't pay back the goddesses from the dark side. So they're going to have to get the soul sucked out of the belly button. And it's a lot of the millionaires and the billionaires that wanted to, they're like, I'm going to do good for this society. I'm going to do good. And then they get into the fame and into the money, and they lose themselves because their heart's not gold. It's not pure. If you don't keep your heart pure and gold, then you're bleeding black energy back into the system. And there's too much dark energy within the societies, It's too much in the vampire world. There's too much black in the music industry. There's too much black in the political. It's too much black. The agents of change, the light beings, were supposed to get their fame and spread light. But if you doing hella sexual indiscretions, nasty, quiet shit, child sex shit, and all that kind of stuff, you're bleeding blackness back into the society that you're trying to clean up. So you're saying one thing and doing the other. So that means that there has to be someone who comes for you. So then that's where you get into the man that's coming with the axe and the hood. That ain't really death. That's not death, but that's an agent of death. They come with the scythe. But the thing is, they come to chop down your tree. They chop down a tree first, and then they come and get you. Because the sycamore tree is very important. So if you chop down a tree, take the person with the tree, and you put them back into the ground. And then you have the hound dogs. The hound dogs are another. So like even dogs have their own society. Trapped in their whole body, they have their own society. They have a hierarchy and everything. They answer to Anubis. So almost everybody's personality is attached to a dog, a cat, a rabbit. They're all just duplication of program. So when you go into the dog world, the dogs have like prison guards and all that kind of stuff. So the hounds basically go to get the souls when it's time, and they drag them back into the darkness. There's a lot of death secrets that I really love because it's simple, but it's like hella hard to figure out. So, for example, I'm going to turn up the energy so that the ears will start ringing. People's ears will start ringing, because that means there's a lot of things when the ears start ringing. But when I'm in my dark energy, when I'm in my dark mode, and your ears start ringing, don't answer it. Don't answer the phone call, for real. Just don't do it. I'll tell you why here in a second. Okay. What other one? After you change your belly button. What happens when you change your nose? Let's talk about a nose job. Because any change off of your original person, you're making a new person, right? Like even people that go and get the transgender work, you know, to get their breasts done and their wee done, all that. You're changing your avatar. You're changing into something else. So you don't know what if you're changing into has more or less life, right? Sometimes it can extend your life just by changing your nose. You can extend your life, you know, because you're going under and you're having a conversation with the dark side of yourself and the dark side of life, right? When you go under, when they put you under, right? And the people who are doing your surgery, those are considered the agents, whether it be Eshu, whether it be Oya, whether it be Olokun, or whether it be Babaluaye, death, sickness, whether you don't know, they're basically having a bet over your body because you sold a part of yourself to change yourself. So then they're putting together a new identity for you, and they're choosing a new mother, they're choosing a new father, they're choosing a new hierarchy over your Ori. The gods are doing that then because you sacrificed your old self to be a new person, to be a new version of yourself whenever you go under. Sometimes they make bets on y'all. They make huge bets when y'all go under. And this is why people get allergic to anesthesia or they die during anesthesia because they have lung disease and shit like that. They're making bets for who the person is on the table. If your heart is blacked out, I'm not going to tell it that one, but it's really bad. It can be really bad and sticky. So if you change your nose, you're changing your face. Your face is your identity that's associated with both your God side and your evil side. You don't know that your nose is associated with death. The nose is associated with death because you can smell death. You can be the hound dog to go get something. You know, this is what is it? One of your senses. So smelling, breathing, all that. So it's associated with the dark side of you. When you change the dark side of you, you're changing your shadow, right? So then you turn your head and now your nose is a little different, the shadow of you. So you're changing that, which means you're adding a different shadow onto you. So now you have two shadows. You have the one before, which is still going to be on your identity, and the one after. You have to get a new name after. Even if it's a nose job, you have two shadows. So if you don't have a name for your second shadow, then that shadow can take over your life, can take over someone else's life. It can wreak havoc on all the world because you're not watching your shadows, what you change. When you change something about yourself, you add on a different avatar all the time, every single time. And I've been through just a couple surgeries. But you got to have enough identity, which means you have to have a new bank account. You got to have a new identification card. You got to have a new fucking social security number. All of it has to be new. One change of your whole body has to have a whole new identity. And if you don't have a bank account associated with it, you can go broke really quick, spiritually poor, physically poor. You can lose your whole, you can lose a lot of stuff actually if you don't put on a new identity. So your strawmans are very important in this reality, because that's how you travel in time. Technically, if you have a point in time where you're one person, but the other time you're a different person, you have to travel in time but know what account you're going to use when you get there. If I'm going to go back in time when I'm Zanisha or Zanisha, then I have to use a certain account. And if I go tapping into my Oya account or I go tapping into Tefnut while I'm in Zanisha, that sends a warning to the system saying, hey, this person is having an identity crisis. They're having an identity crisis. They don't know who they are, especially when you go backwards. Forwards ever, backwards never. You go backwards, you got to be very careful about what bank accounts you attach yourself to. Okay. So let's just see if you change your ears and your... Anyway, any change has to be signed off by your mother and father. If it's not signed off by your mother and father and you're just doing it because you want to do it, then you have to go under, and that's when they place the bet on your soul. Most of the gods place bets on the soul when people are undergoing to surgery. Because surgery is not really natural, you know. It's not. You're not supposed to hide. You're not supposed to go under, be placed so dark, so deep into the dark side. You're not supposed to. But you do. So it's 11:08. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. See. So the ritual that's going on now. Half of the rituals that are done on the dark side are pretty fucked up. They're pretty fucked up because it's your shadow self that's going through the ritual. And this is why people are how do I say it? I tell everybody to be aware of their shadow, no matter where they are. Be aware of where their shadow is, where their soul is, because they're in a whole different world. The shadow is in a whole different world. So this is why when you have visions, you're envisioning what's going on in the shadow. Most of the time you're envisioning what's happening in the shadow. Or if you have a really bad thought or really bad feeling or something like that, you can manifest that in the shadow side. So let's just say there's somebody in the room right now and I'm like, or not somebody, but like somebody trying to harm me. All I have to do is think, slit his throat. And then hella black energy will come and then all the blood would, and then he'll fall. And that's how I kill most of my enemies that try to kill me. All I do is one thought. Your thoughts are very powerful. But the dark side is its own realm. So let's go back to if you ask for fame. If you put in the work and you do really good at channeling, then, and you are also, you know, you keep your pure. That's not saying that you can't, you know, have a wife or a woman or a male, whatever, girlfriend. It's not saying that you shouldn't have, but it's saying that if you break more hearts than you fix, then you add dark side. And if your dark side gets too heavy, you become an egomaniac. You become a Kanye West. You become an egomaniacal narcissist that has to be put down by, you know, somebody who's an agent of change. So that's why they send the honeypots in. Everybody don't know, but them honeypots are dangerous. So basically, y'all like, yo, this nigga is fall fugazi. He said he was gonna be an agent for change for the dark side and the light side. She called up Oshun. Oshun's like, hey, what you need me to do? She's like, send some honey in. Send some honey to fucking get it for me. Give me my energy back. He's taking too much of my dark side. So Oshun would be like, what's in it for me? And she said, I'll send you a black. When she say I'll send you a motherfucking black, that means that means she's going to send a heavy tool to fix Oshun's problems. So it's a black energy man that comes from the dark side, the evil side, and ain't afraid to do a little bit of digging. Ain't afraid of her. Like most of the time, the men are afraid of Oshun because she has such this sexual power that just takes over the fucking room. But when Oya sent a black man, he don't give a fuck about her energy because he's in the dark side with Oya, and Oya feeding the fuck out of these niggas. Oya feeding the fuck out of these niggas. So we come back over, and she's like, all right, send them in. So she'll send some beautiful, what's it called? Like music girl, you know, little, all they like, the light skin, the hazel eyes, big boobs, big butt, all that kind of stuff. That girl is poison. Too much honey is poison. Too much honey is poison, right? So the men who obviously can't even control their own self, sees it, wants it, knows he can get it, gets poisoned by it, and then loses his mind. Because his dark side and his light side ain't on one par. The dark side is heavy, and now the light side is heavy because the honey pot poured all the honey on it. She didn't keep any for herself. She gave it all to him. She gave busted, you know when they say busted wide open? Open the pot, let it fall out. That's the same thing as putting the person like under and then shutting the door and then leaving, not caring. You know, I did my job. He ain't that good. You know, go back to Oshun, and Oshun will balance their pot out, right? So that's why the honey pot came. The honey pot came. It's a bet between light and dark. And that's how Oya gets her money back. Because each one of your identities is associated on an account. And an account is a record. A record is a label. A label is who you are, you know, detailing who you are. So, yeah, this is why you have to be very careful and you have to be very smart because you're playing in multiple realms at one time. And the secrets of death are very easy, but they're difficult, you know. They're easy, but they're difficult. So, if y'all see this man named Andrew Hosier, tell him I'm looking for him because I saw something in his eyes. And he's pure evil. He's pure fucking evil, and I want it. Tell him Oya's looking for him. Tell him Oya's looking for him. What is that? I like talking about death at a hospital. It brings all the souls about. And they give me money. They give me money for honey. It brings all the souls. Let me actually see how many are in here. 182. How much is that worth? So we can we can look at how much the souls in here are worth. Okay. So we got only a Billy in here, 182. That's it? There should be hella more on this account. Somebody stole from me. Somebody stole my souls. Seriously. By the time I got out of here, I was supposed to have at least 80 billion. I only got one. What The fuck is going on? Somebody just stole from me. You motherfuckers. Okay. I want the full recap. When I was asleep, they even tried to steal my title. How many sneaky mother... Oh, it's that Asian dude that came in a dream and tried to kidnap me. Huh? Okay, here we go. Zoom in. I want to see a CCTV, all of it, in China. Pinpoint. Rearrange. Okay. A name. Okay. I'm gonna send an agent. I'm gonna send an agent really quick under the name Storm to get the energy back. And when she's done, I want to say the hit is gonna be for Queen of Heaven and Earth. We're gonna use that title. All right. So this one is worth 80 billion minus 1, so 79. And we're going to put a hit out on the person who stole. And we're going to have the hounds. And we're going to say the bounty for this is going to be 8 coins. That would drive the system crazy. 8 coins. You can add as much as you want to 8 coins. So that's 3 times 8. That's how many flips you get to add more time to your avatars. All right, so whoever finds them, they just have to report back. And done. I don't play on this field. I don't play on this field. I don't believe in it. I play on my own field. On my own. On my own. Yo. Idris Elba. He's one of Ocean's favorites that come from Oya. Because he's associated with Genie identity. That means he can make all her wishes come true, but he will never fall in love with her. Most of the time, somebody have Oshun, they just fall in love with her. But when they come with Oya, they only have one mission, and that's to please their mother, to please their dark queen. That's it. They don't care about Oshun's power, wanting her money, wanting her fame, wanting her gold, wanting her sex. None of that. They don't care. They doing what they're supposed to do. And he a hitter. He don't give a fuck. And the dark side, he don't give a fuck. But that's one of her. If she could rank them, that's one of her favorites. Idris Elba. Huh, Ocean. She said, "You goddamn right." She said, "You goddamn right." Y'all want to tell me when we tell you some secrets of the hands from Death's Code? So you know how your belly button. I can go on and on about this because most of the secrets that I have were you can't. There was a code under Freemasonry that you couldn't tell the secrets of death. That was a strict code under Freemasonry. That anything that you learn from the videos or the secrets and stuff like that, you had to keep your fucking mouth closed. But I already went to war with my sons. My sons went to war with the Freemasons, and I got all my secrets back. So I'm not worried. When you burn them down, they come back to me. So look on the side of your hand like this, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. And then you got little lines here. You don't count this one. You don't count this one, but you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you have 4 here, you check over here how many you got. So over here I got 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. 4 major lines. When you have a 4 and 4, you go in between 8. So you go in between 8, and that's infinity. That's how much life you have. That's how much life you have. So if you have 2 and 2, you go in between 4. No, you have 2 and 2, which is 4, which you go in between 2. So then you have like 200,000 years. That's a tree's ring, 200,000 years. And you can add more to here, but you would use the little lines that go in between time. So that means if you plant a tree, you do all these good deeds, the lines start to get deeper and darker throughout your lifetimes. But it's a lot to do with your hands. Your life energy has a lot to do with your hands because it's how much you put in the work and the effort into the society. This is why I used to love the gypsies because they actually understood. Like they got it, right? Like if you have 1 and 1, then you have 2. But you go in between ones, it's a 0. So the 0 is a door, and door is a secret. The secret door you open up, and then you got a secret bank account. That's where you talk to your guides about how much you have, how much life you have. Because if you tell people, you lose your money, you lose your energy. You talk too much, you lose your energy. I got a lot, so I could talk all the fuck I want. I'm on 1 hour and 12 minutes and 51 seconds. I could keep motherfucking going telling secrets. I ain't scared. My account, I got a good enough account to do what I want to do. To say what I want to motherfucking say. To say what I want to motherfucking say. I can even go into the vampiric order from the Vatican. That's where some real fucking secrets went. People don't believe the vampires are real, but they real. They real, all right. They fucking real. And they be hiding under masks of priesthood. They hide under the mask of priesthood, and they know that the boys and the girls, the young ones, got the best, the cleanest blood. So that's why they used to prey on them and turn them sucking their blood into a sexual act. So the kid would think it was a sexual act because they changed the memory of the kid. Instead of being sucking the blood, they portrayed in the dark light side as the sexual indiscretion against the child. But in reality, they're sucking the blood. They're sucking the blood from the dark side of the child. They're sucking the blood from the dark side of the child. And that's how they get their energy to be able to make people do what they want to do. You know, make people do. It's because they're stealing from Oya. Instead of just being under her and, you know, trusting that she's going to give you what you want, they go off on their own. The vampires go off on their own and they create their own little homes and shit like that. Their own little orders. And then they get out of the society. They get out of the real society and they create their own dark society. And then Oya has to send, you know, people in to change that. To get back her energy because they always fucking stealing. You know the worst crime you could do is steal from a god? That's the worst fucking crime you could do. I hate a motherfucking thief. Man. Oof. I hate thieves. Whether they know they stealing or they don't. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like, you don't know what that was for. That could have been for something, for you down the line. Instead of like waiting, when you're present, you stole the present and now you have to pay for it back with bad medicine. You know, that could have been your fucking ticket out of this fucking shit on the next level, becoming a fucking Christ saint or whatever, but you stole it ahead of time. You don't fucking know. I fucking hate a motherfucker who is a thief. Nigga, there's no fucking way. Okay, phone, I'm gonna have you do something for me. You listening, phone? Stop showing me Chris Evans, please. Stop showing Chris Evans on my phone. No more. Look, I'm telling you, he pop up every fucking where. He too cute for his own fucking good. I need a break. That's all I do. I'm scrolling through. I see his face. I see his face. I see his face. Look, again, popping up. Nah, buddy. Let's just chill. Let's just chill. I just have what's it called? You know those again. I did not like him at first. I did not like him, and then he did the Gray Man. I was like, let me see. Hmm. And then I had all these like bad thoughts. Not bad, they're great thoughts. They're great thoughts, but still, you can't have too many of them, otherwise it'll drown your program. And then you'll become, what's it called? Thirsty. You'll become hella thirsty because he drowned your program. Oof, delicious. Delicious. All right, I'm gonna tell one more death secret, and we'll go from there. And then I'll hang up. So another death secret. What do you want me to say, Baka? For the lower. Fini kan funaan or what? Or what? So ooh, we got a hit complete. I got my souls back. Yay! That was fucking quick. Let me send this. Instead of 8, I'm gonna send 10. That's a tip. Thank you for doing that for me. Thank you. I'm gonna do my signature. That makes me happy that people are actually spiritually listening. You know what? I'm gonna do another hit. No. With power comes great responsibility, Spider Woman. Let's tell a secret of a crystal. Which ones can conjure death really quick? Why not? Black term. No, Black onyx is a mirror into the other side of the world. You can get really high on weed or whatever substance you crave and stare into a black onyx until the shadow world becomes reality and you could see like a television screen. Most of the times, don't do it on mushrooms because mushroom activated a part of the brain that's like Disneyland. Mushrooms activate Disneyland brain. But if you do like weed or like, something very uplifting to the soul, you'll be able to see into the window of death. If you get to the point where you see death naked, run. I'm not kidding. Seeing death naked is equivalent to having to pay the world's weight in gold. This is why, death has a husband, the shadow husband side, which is the sidekick. You got Batman and Robin. You got to be very careful when you see her naked. It can actually kill you in the spiritual and then make you very sick in the physical, because looking into the black onyx and you look so deep into the black onyx, you'll find the mother. And if the mother is in a mating ritual or whatever she's doing, and you see that and you're not supposed to see it, it's like you'll see a skull, like a black skull, and it'll come out of the onyx into your face. And your destiny will be changed. Everything will be changed because nobody's supposed to see the mother of nine naked unless it's her husband, because of her scary parts. If you ever seen her orgasm, it's like watching a million people burn up in a fire. I would say that. I would say that wholeheartedly. If you ever watched her orgasm, that's about probably more than a million, but depending on where she wants to go. So the black onyx is a very important stone that sees into the depths of the darkness. Another one is there's this magnet, this ancient magnet. Listen, there's an ancient magnet out there, which I'm not too sure who has it, but it's shaped like a Shiva Lingam stone, but it's long. And if you have this magnet, it's like you're pulling the goddess into, like using it to pull her towards you, right? But of course, if you balance it out with your light side, she'll always be like right next to you, like from a standpoint of I forgot how to say it. Where you remote view, she'll always be watching everything you do. She'll whisper in your ear what things to do and whatnot. But it's this long magnet, and all the energy inside of it. It's like almost like you could do no wrong to the dark side of the goddess, because she's attracted to you. It's almost making her, forcing her to be attracted to you, which is worth a lot of weight in fucking gold, because she'll die for you, she'll ride for you, she'll kill for you, she'll do whatever. But it's all because of the heart chakra, the black heart chakra. And the dark side of the heart chakra is, it's not lust, but it's like a need for companionship. Not lustful, but it's like over obsession. Yes. It's obsession. the opposite of the heart chakra in the dark side is an obsession. So you find a man or woman, whoever is obsessed with you, they'll become more obsessed with you. Shiva Lingam stone is, if you activate it enough with your portal, Shiva will then have that same like magnetic attraction to you. And he would destroy all your enemies for you so you don't have to. Because Shiva Lingam stones come from the river. And the river is the, vagina of Oshun, sweet waters. So you get one out of the water and you hook it back up to your portal. Shiva will always be next to you. It's like having a genie in a bottle, a piece of their soul. The crystals are like piece of their DNA and pieces of their soul. So, yeah. I don't even get why people wanted to be famous. I never really understood. It's like, why wouldn't you want to just stay in the shadows and have fun? You want to be in the spotlight where you can barely have fun? And all of your fucking indiscretions are placed on live TV under a shadow? I'm like, you don't want to just keep some secrets to yourself? But people wanted money. Money is the root of all evil. It's not God, but they made it into a God. Which money didn't even go through sainthood. Money didn't even go through the trenches. Money didn't do nothing. All it was enough people got onto the board and said, we're going to make this a God and we're going to force it upon other people. And so the dollar sign became associated with a God. So this is when they say you worship in false idols. The false idol is money. They were talking about some worshiping of a calf head and shit like that. The biggest contributor to false worship is money. People think they could buy anything with that shit. I'll be like, bitch, you can't buy no life with that shit. Ask Steve Jobs. He begged for more. He begged. Fake tried to fake his death because death was coming after him. Money is not a god. It will not protect you for nothing. Money will sell you out quicker than the FBI, quicker than the CIA. Money will sell your ass down the river to slavery. And the slavery is basically the people that was building in the past. But what do I know? I'm just a normal girl. I'm just a normal girl. Yeah, like he pop up on every fucking thing with his fine ass. Boy, go sit down somewhere. Player. Yeah, he go again. I don't even like his stuff. Well, I did. And then here go Marshall Mathers popping up. I wonder, the algorithm is attached to the black side and the back side of my brain, so this could be the front side of what I'm thinking. Do you get that? God damn. God, fuck the shit out of that motherfucker. So the phone I put on a black background because it's the back side of what I'm thinking. It's the front side. You know what's in the back of your mind? If you hook it up to your phone, it's what the algorithm is. The algorithm is what you're thinking. Not what you like, not what you don't like, not what you commented on, but what you thinking. Girl, I got Nipsey Hussle. I got babies. I'm thinking about baby. I got dogs. And I got Chris Evans and Eminem. What else I got? Holly, side by side, Chris Evans and Eminem. Why I like that white boy? 50 Cent, Chris Evans, and Eminem. Let me see if I can switch my own algorithm over. You put your phone up to the sun, it'll wipe the memory. The battery inside it when it gets too hot, it wipes the memory for you. You guys, I might be a horn dog, obviously, because that's all I'm thinking about. And again, here we go. Even after wiping the memory, he stayed put in my identity. Ah, shit. And again, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret, whatever. The only thing I'm thinking about from that perspective is he knows how to play the piano. Black and white, right? So that means he knows how to balance his identity. Most people who really know how to play piano are balanced individuals because to go into the class of spirituality of the piano, because the piano is a very spiritual thing, you have to be able to balance your light and your dark side in order to create. And he knows how to play piano, which means he knows how to do stuff with his hands. Let's check it. For real, son, you got a back-to-back now. Back-to-back Chris Evans on the top. With the world, I'm thinking of the world. I was thinking of buying a red dress. Yep. I was thinking of growing old. Yep. I was thinking of having children. Yep. I was thinking of Luther Vandross the other day and Whitney Houston. And Chris Evans again. I didn't even think he was that cute. I was like, I don't know, pretty boy. But his spirit was like, what makes you think I want you? I was like, grr. He opened the evil side really quick because he goes, what makes you think I want you? And again, and I had a dream about him last night. Him and his brother. Where the black boys at? I'm not in Oshun, right? I'm in what energy am I in? Okay. Oh, y'all likes opposite, white. Oshun likes the opposite, dark. So they switch flop. Sometimes when I'm in Oshun, I crave dark energy. When I'm in Oya, I crave light energy because I have too much. So you're balancing the energies based on the personality. So when you see somebody say, "Oh, I like white boys," or I like, Indian," or "I like all this," it's because it depending on what personality you're in, right? So when I'm in my Oya, it's more of a Chris Evans, Supernatural Boys energy, Eminem energy. Even though Eminem's energy is dark, his energy is more Oshun. Oshun wants Eminem energy. You know what I mean? Because when I'm in Oshun, I'm so light, I crave dark. Y'all don't get it, but y'all get it. Y'all me? So I can tell what personality I'm going to be in just by scrolling through the algorithm of Instagram because it was purchased spiritually first. The shadow of the programming of the coding was purchased a couple days ago, and now it has to follow into the regular energy. Look, there we go again. There we go again. What is going on? Okay, cool. So I think I just cleared the algorithm to be more neutral because it's not popping up. Now this guy's popping up. I've never thought of this one. I don't think I like that one. Right today, at least. There we go. Now the algorithm is changing. I guess I still got more to prove. Heartbreak mistakes I'm torn into. Perfect. hmm 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 Now we're back. I need to find a way to clear my mind. Because I'm in this death energy. All it wants is to be appeased. I'm going to say one more thing. How to appease death when death is mad. Like, this is on the godhood status, though. It's not on a regular human thing. But how to appease death when death is angry. So, death's heart takes a cool 6.8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on a 5. So 6.8 on a 5 million souls when she's angry. So that energy is burning through the heart of on the back end, right? Which is fueling the light on the front end of Oshun. It makes her more appealing, more attractive. So the angrier that death is, the more bright Oshun energy is. So Oshun will purposely make death mad in order for her to be more appealing, right? So she uses the like spectrum of anger in order to confuse or get a guy to fall in love with her or anything like that based on the spectrum of anger. But you can't do that too many times without messing with the mother of nines, like personality. Like 6.8 million in one day is a lot. So let's talk about how to appease that energy. Like to make her more passive and not to take as many souls in one day. So love is very complicated in the dark end, right? This is why I hope everyone's over 18. This is why like whips and, that masochistic energy comes in. This is where her partners are supposed to appease her from a pain threshold. The pain threshold has to go up in order for the soul levels to go down because there must be an outlet for anger for Oya. And this is a lot of the kink play comes into the dark side of reality. A lot of the kink play comes in because the self-expression of anger from the dark side is not initiated. So the male must initiate it for her in order for her to have a in order for her to have cooling down of the anger and the passivity that is necessary for her to do her job, which is to balance the dark side souls in order to keep the world at balance, right? So this morning, this is funny because this morning I actually went under a thing, and I was like, this is the man that should have played Christian Grey. I was like, y'all really fucking missed the mark on that one, and it was Chris Evans. We hit a full circle, doop, full fucking circle. Damn, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I need some passivity. Anyway, so that energy um, that Oshun pushes the buttons of Oya energy, she has to have the outlet because she can't do anything about it. That's her sister. Like, no matter what happens, they're the same personality, but on two different sides of the coin. So when, they balance each other out in many aspects. But the most important thing is finding a way to appease her, which is going to be from that standpoint, really, to be really fucking honest. You can't trick her. You can't, pay her out. She's not for sale. You can't, the secrets is one way to get you more life, but it's not to appease her, her energy. Most of the time, people go leave eggplants at the graveyard. And I'm going to tell y'all the secret with that, why she love eggplant. So eggplants are purple. Purple is a bruise, right? Purple, you get purple when you bruise, right? And for every hit and every, energy that seeps out of it, I can't tell that. I can't tell that secret because that's going too deep into the soul. Let's rewind that one, okay? Okay. No, don't tell that. Don't go no further. They don't need to know that shit. That's my business. That's my business. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Scream about the crow just walking on the bridge. I don't want to talk about that no more. But if y'all see either Andrew Hosier or Chris Evans, send them to Oya. I need to appease death before the storm comes. The storm that was initiated by Maui, by DJ. We gotta stop the storm from coming. We gotta stop the major flood that's taken over the world. So I'm gonna be done now. We on 144:10. Have a good day, y'all.